I'm here to talk about painting, and more precisely, spray painting. But the truth is that I have now painted in my life. I don't know if you'll believe me. At least not until I reached age 60. Yes, before that, if ever I painted, it was back in my school days. But never after that. We all have dreams, don't we? So I too had a dream that I should be connected with the arts, some form of art. We often dream like maybe one day I can do skydiving, maybe one day I can go down into the ocean and look at the corals. But do we go down to doing that? Or does life give you an opportunity to do that? Something similar happened with me. Because I wanted to connect with the arts, during school days and during college days, I pursued art in dance form, in music form. I did cartoon drawing, but never really got anywhere. Life put me in touch with my family business, and I stayed in my family business for 45 years. I did that quite passionately, but somewhere deep down, there was a secret artist lying low. Then came a time one day, when my business, the product line that I was dealing in, was not doing so good. And I have to move over from the product line that I was into and start distributing spray cans. Now, spray cans are a very innovative product when they came into the Indian market, and I thought they would do very well. But when I went down to these shopkeepers and dealers to ask them to stock my product, they were not very receptive. They said, no, this is not going to work in India. This is a DIY product. Why would it work in India? Labor is so cheap. So why would anybody want to use spray cans? You can always call a laborer and, get your house painted, or whatever you want to do, you can do with that. So I said, my God, I'm at crossroads and I do not know how to sell my product. What do? I started searching the net. I searched the net and I came across this art form called spray paint art, or also known as Aerosol graphia. Doing graphics out of aerosol cans. I said, this is for me. I gave it a shot. And I made a very simple picture. I showed it to my family members. They said, wow, Papa, this is very nice. And then I made another picture, and then another picture. And within the first 3 months of getting in touch with this art form, I made about 25 paintings. And they said, let's do an exhibition. So I framed my paintings and did an exhibition in Bombay first. And later on, I moved on to Delhi, created some more paintings, and moved on to Delhi to do another exhibition at the India Habitat Center. At both the places, I got very encouraging results. People bought my paintings. Obviously, the first time, all the people who bought my paintings were my family and friends. So no big deal, but that boosted my ego a lot. Having achieved that kind of dream fulfillment gave me immense pleasure. It gave me happiness that cannot be explained. Talking about happiness, I'm reminded of John Lennon, one of the Beatles, who when he was 5 years old was asked by his teacher, what would you like to be when you grow up? That was like an assignment, and he replied, happy. So the teacher probed him further and said, no, probably you don't understand the question. What would you like to be when you grow up? And he again replied, maybe you don't understand me. I want to be happy. So the bottom line is, life is all about being happy. I'm sure you'll all agree with me. If you all have dreams, and the moment you get a chance to live your dream, that can give you immeasurable happiness. Now this art form is very niche and very, today. Let me show you a quick demonstration of this art form. So, unlike the contemporary art that we know of, where art is done with the easel and the paintbrush, this is an art form that works with cans, simply spray cans. Artists like the Aerosol graphia artists, they just pick up the can, and there's no drawing, there's no sketching. Because for me also, it was a little bit of a deterrent in the beginning, because I was never good at drawing and sketching. But then once I knew I could use these spray cans, because that was the product that I was dealing in, because I had the comfort level of acquainting myself with the medium, it had become my strength. And when I started doing art with it, I was very comfortable because there was no drawing and sketching involved. And believe me, it's not so difficult to pick up this art form. It's simply about spraying certain colors and smudging, scratching, stenciling, and all that. So once I show you the demonstration, I'm sure you'll be able to get a better idea about what this art form is all about. So here we go. I spray some color down here. I top it up with another color. It's all about wet on wet. So, when one surface is wet, we spray another coat on top of it. And then we go for a third color. In the beginning, it may look like, why am I spraying a particular and then covering it up with some other color? But eventually, the picture will take shape. Here in the center, we should have some white spot over here. Let's have some yellows on the sides. Some more yellows on the sides. We'll again top it up with the green. Spray paint artists feel, why should art be restricted to galleries? Why should it not be available for audiences to see? So that's exactly what's happening. Once we follow the steps in any art form, it's not so difficult to pick up the art form. So I spoke about smudging and scratching, so let's see what we can do with a bit of smudging, or let's say lifting the colors. So we're just lifting the top layers so that the layers below that will start emerging. And we'll also use the stamping method, where we're lifting the color and putting it on top. Instead of lifting out the colors, we are putting the colors on top. I don't know if you're with me in guessing what we are moving towards. Just scratching out the layer on top so that the layer below that will become visible. We'll add some more effects to this. Anybody wants to volunteer what we are moving towards? So this is the stamping method that I spoke about. We're just stamping on some more colors on top. And the material that we're using are not conventional methods. Spray paint artists are not using the conventional tools that the art knows about. They're all very unconventional tools, all junk material like, sponges and magazine paper and so on. The best part of this is that when I do my workshop, people who come to attend my workshops, they ask me, so we don't have a background in art, can we do this? And I encourage them by saying, yes, of course you can do it. If I could learn over the net and I could also teach students, I don't see any reason why you cannot learn from me. So there we have some picture emerging now. We take it further. So let's employ some more stamping method. This time we're going to use yellow and green. A lot of yellow topped up with a lot of green. We have a nice bright fluorescent green available here. Let's add some yellows and make the picture a little more colorful. Alright, now we go on to the scratch method. So again, these colors dry very quickly. So what I'm using over here is something to make the colors usable all over again. Once they dry up, I got to make them workable again. See, it's almost dried up here, so I've got to make it wet again. And scratch out the color down below. Sometimes the upper layer doesn't get removed so easily, so I really have to scratch hard to bring the lower layer visible. So, alright friends, that's near about completed, and so this picture almost like talks about my life journey. I was as if in the wilderness. I didn't know where to go until I spotted my light. And once I found my light, I used the pathway to get there, the pathway of perseverance. So it's all about persevering in life. Now, once I got the understanding of this art form, I was searching ways of exploring the commercial angle. And I found lots, came across, I found artists doing graffiti, a lot of graffiti. There were some of my friends at an event, we've done, they've done graffiti on the walls on a designated area. So it's a very beautiful art form that, it's very awe-inspiring. And these graffiti artists are great artists, are very skilled artists. They spend a lot of time in their passion. So friends, life is all about living your dream. Once you've decided to live your dream, and once you've decided to persevere, there is nothing, absolutely nothing that you cannot achieve. So my message to you is, live your dream, be happy.